Hello internet world and welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. It's that time of the week again. It's time for What a Week and we're in episode number 6 already. Absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for all of your support last week and obviously this week that we're in at the moment. Brilliant support on the videos. You're commenting more, you're sharing more, the view count is up, and I just really like the interaction that you're giving me. And I think that's down to a few things. Firstly, I think the content's been really good over the last couple of weeks, but also because I've been doing more live broadcasts, I finally got all of the sort of gremlins sorted out in the live broadcasts. So I think that the sort of view count is up and the interaction's up because I'm managing to do this sort of broadcast, and the chat, the live chat, is really what makes it very, very good fun to do. I really do enjoy it. Now, this is a live broadcast, of course, again. This particular video, What a Week, for those of you new to the channel, is where I recap on what's happened over the past week, which has been absolutely mental, really busy, and then what's coming up next week as well. It also gives you the chance to ask me some questions if you want to in the live chat, and I'm going to dive straight into the live chat now and say a big hello to Patrick Sullivan, JFK4NZ, Aaron Stoy, Legendary Militan, and also Girish, Grumpy Man's Review, so many of you in the live chat. I also see For the Love of Tech 2, a big hello to you. Just thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Now, without further ado, let's talk about what happened last week. And I'll talk to you about the main subject of this video, which was, of course, the Apple keynote that happened at the beginning of the week. But I've been covering a lot of different products over this week, and it's included things like some think tank photo bags, which are really awesome, some amazing wireless earbuds from many different manufacturers, including RHA, also Jabra and Sennheiser. So if you haven't seen that bulk of the videos, then please do check them out on the main Geekanoids channel. They're there for you to watch. And I've been doing these reviews live as well, because again, it gives you a chance after I've covered the main review to actually ask questions about the product I'm covering. So if you haven't seen those reviews, then please do check back on them. Now, I also did a video on the VaxBlade cordless. Again, a very tricky review on a vacuum to do that live, but I did what I think was a very interesting broadcast, and you really liked it as well, because this wireless technology, or cordless technology I should say, that we're seeing in vacuum cleaners and the improvement in motors really does deliver a lot of cleaning power without all the associated cords. So they're ideal for using in the home now and outside the home if you want to clean your car, for example. Also, I had a new mental health awareness video. That particular series on mental health awareness, I'm really pleased with how that's going. Primarily because it was really hard for me to record, so it was a challenge for me, and I like a challenge. But also because of the reception it's received. Actually talking about mental health issues is a really good thing. There's often a stigma attached with anxiety and depression and medication and things like this, and to talk about it openly gets the discussion going. I've got a video coming up next week in that series, which is one of the hardest that I recorded, and I talked to you about my physical health issues and how it really was debilitating to me. A really difficult and personal thing for me to share. But again, I did it because it's important. So if you only watch one video next week, if you've only got time to watch one, I obviously hope you watch them all. But if it's only one, then watch Wednesday's video, the mental health awareness series. Now, let me just have a look in the live chat again, because there's so many of you chatting. We've also got Lords, Abrasaldo. Hello, great to see you again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have we got any questions? We've got Legendary Militant. Can you shout me out? And also, how old are you? A big shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. I am 21, because I often say you're as old as you feel, and my outlook on life is just to really enjoy what I'm doing. And I'm passionate about creating content, passionate about technology. So that's my tongue-in-cheek answer to your question. We've also got Connor Morris. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. For the Love of Tech 2, Apple apparently are killing iOS 11. So its update or apps will not update to iOS 12. Cheeky of them. I feel locking jailbreaks out again is sneaky on Apple's part. Yeah, I can see why they're doing it, because they want to sort of really control the operating system. And again, I can see why it would be very, very annoying to people who are being locked out of their operating system. While we're talking about Apple, that's the main subject of this video, and that was the disappointment on, I think it was on Monday. I might be wrong with that, but at the beginning of the week with WWDC, the week is a blur to me. That's why I can't remember what day it was on. But Apple's keynote, where they covered just software, which is what we were really expecting. People were hoping for hardware announcements, but even the software announcements I found very, very lackluster and disappointing. I think Apple need to step up their game a lot to rekindle people's attention in their platforms. And also, I do think they need to do something with the hardware quite quick. We had no mention, not even a little bit of talk about the upcoming Mac Pro. We had no talk about new MacBook Pros. And I think it was lacking a lot, even on the software front. The features that they announced, although some of them rounded out things nicely and are good improvements, I do think the Animoji, a big gimmick. I don't think that would be used by as many people as they think. And I think after the initial use, the sort of gimmicky nature of that will wear off. And a lot of the features that they even announced in macOS, which was probably the most interesting announcement for me, again were very poor in my opinion. Hopefully they really concentrate and focus on stability going forwards. That's the only thing that I can sort of really hope for, or pull out of that WWDC event, that I hope that they deliver on their promises of stability in the main platforms that they're developing for. What else have we got in the live chat? We've also got Lee Barber, a gentleman never tells. Very, very true. Grumpy Man's Reviews, I'm thinking of leaving Apple and going to Samsung. Well, I've heard a lot of people talking about switching across from iOS to Android when it comes to smartphones. And a trend that I have seen growing is people talking about Apple not really making a computer for them anymore. A lot of professionals, mobile professionals in particular, are looking towards Windows-based laptops, in particular the Dell XPS 13 and 15, and even some of these gaming laptops. They offer up really very, very good performance for a very reasonable price. Asus announced their ZenBook Pro, one of their new laptops where it's got this built-in screen to the trackpad, which is very, very innovative and really good specs as well, including Thunderbolt 3, the latest processors, really good dedicated graphics cards. So I'm finding a lot of people asking me, should I switch to Windows? You know, what Windows laptop would you recommend for me for doing video editing and content creation? And it's a really difficult answer for me to give, because I'm not a Windows person. I'm really hoping that Apple do deliver really good spec bumps when they announce the new MacBook Pros. But how long are they going to make us wait? And are we still going to be a generation behind on processors? So many questions making people doubt whether they're going to stick with the macOS platform and with the smartphones with iOS. For myself in particular, still using a OnePlus 6. Am I missing iOS? Yes, I am. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. Do I wish that iOS was more stable and tempting me back to the iPhone? Even if it did, I still don't like the iPhone 10. I'm sorry to say. I know a lot of you, and this isn't me having a dig at you, but I know a lot of you really like your iPhone 10s. I like the iPhone 8 Plus. More so than the iPhone 10, but it seems like the next release of iPhones are probably all going to have notches, and we're even seeing this trend in Android as well, where a lot of their smartphones are having notches. So it leaves me in particular in a very difficult position, because although the notch is becoming less of an issue for me, iOS is still a big issue. It still has got a lot of bugs. I experienced a bug just last week where the screen was all squashed over to one side of the smartphone. So it's a difficult time ahead to see where people's loyalties lie, whether they're going to stick with Apple a little bit longer, or whether they're going to say, no, enough's enough, we're going to move across to Windows and with their smartphones to Android. So anyway, let me know what you think in the live chat. Are you currently an Apple user and you're looking elsewhere, either for your smartphone or computer? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section below where your sort of loyalty lies and what your next smartphone or computer purchase might be. So I will take a few more questions in the chat, but I just want to cover off what we've got coming up next week. Question of the day on Monday. A really good question came in. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You've got to tune in on Monday. That'll be live 4 PM British summertime on Monday. Then we got a cool kit sound speaker. Then we got the mental health video, mental health awareness on Wednesday. Latter part of the week, I've got a really big product to share with you. It's going to be a 4K enhanced projector, a home cinema projector. I'm going to be covering that live. A very difficult product for me to cover live. One, because my desk probably isn't big enough. Two, because I need to actually do some weights to be able to lift it and show it to you on camera. But that's going to be a really cool product. And then Friday and Saturday closes out next week with a really good gaming monitor, and then also this particular video series again on the Saturday. So that's what we've got planned next week, so please do tune in. There'll probably be a few more videos in the mix as well. I think I'm going to do another camera bag video for you, because a lot of you carry around mirrorless cameras or DSLRs, so I'm going to probably do another camera bag for you next week as well. So anyway, back to the live chat. We have also got Omar E Vlogs. I have a Huawei Y5. Do you like that phone? I've never seen that phone. I'd be really interested to check it out though. They make fantastic phones, of course, really stepping up their game when it comes to smartphones. Tom Mitchell, what do you think about the number of 2010 2011 Macs not being compatible with macOS Mojave? Yeah, I think that's a poor show, but you know, very disappointing. I of course would be disappointed as well. You're going to 7-8 years old, which is probably right on the borderline of where Apple are going to support those machines. And even if they're not officially supported, you might well find there's still a way of getting it to run on those older machines. It just won't be officially supported by Apple. I can understand why they do that, because things move on, and 7 or 8 years is a fair amount of time. Fair amount of time, in my opinion, but it is disappointing if you own one of those older machines. Grumpy Man's Reviews, leaving the live broadcast. Thanks for tuning in anyway. I really do appreciate it. Adrian J, when was your last holiday, Dave? You create a huge amount of content. I think I spent, my last holiday was probably 4 days in France last year, which was a really good break. But I always plan for when I have the holidays, so I always leave you with some content, and then after the holiday you get a refreshed geek as well on the channel. So yeah, last year I got something planned for later this year anyway. So that's pretty much it for this video. I wanted to just catch you up as always with what's happened last week. I don't know how many videos I even created last week. I did a lot of live broadcasts, and just again I want to take this opportunity to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in to the live broadcast and for watching after the live broadcast as well, because it's you that makes it all worthwhile. All of your comments, all of your shares, all of your tweets make it all worthwhile. I really appreciate your feedback on all of the videos. So anyway, that is it for this particular video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I want to wish you all an amazing weekend wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in the next one.